comment, and welcome to these streams. So today, I have good news and maybe some bad news. But today we're going to analyze the numbers. You know, it's already end of sorry about that. So welcome, and ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a very wonderful time. It's 29th of April 2026, which marks the end of the registration of voters. All right. So today, the process of registering to vote has ended now, and there was only 1 week for Kenyans to go and register as voters. And once the window closes, that's it. There's no, there's only one chance to go and vote. To register as new voters. And today, we're going to analyze the numbers and why it seems that the sitting president will go comfortably for another term up to 2032. That is, I know today the Gen Zs again have been caught offside. Once the mass voter registration ends, once it ends, that window is just 30 days, just a month. Once that window ends, because it's a window, once that window of registration ends, there is no other window that will be opened. Are we together? So tonight I'm going to show you why William Ruto will go for another term comfortably. And do you know why? Because the Gen Zs did not turn out to register as new voters. Because they thought that Gen Zs will turn out and register. That was the fear, I'm sure. In fact, the Gen Zs apparently did not turn out to register as new voters. And I'm going to explain to you today why the other team, the opposition, they're crying, and why I'm sure there's a lot of, I'm sure even the president is very happy, because today it means that UDA will comfortably win in next year's election, just by the fact that the window of registration has closed. Just that fact only. It means it has a lot of ramifications. Number one, you cannot vote. For you to vote as a Kenyan, number one, you must be a registered voter. In Kenya, number one, you don't vote with your emotions, you vote with your voter's card. Okay? You don't vote with your feelings. You vote with your voter's card and with your national identification card. Those are the legal documents that are used to participate or to exercise your constitutional right. You don't vote with complaining. You don't vote with going to the streets. You vote with your voter's card and with your national identification card. So tonight, I'm going to explain to you why the opposition, even if they unite, they're not going to win, even if they use witchcraft. Whatever witchcraft they're going to use, it's already over. Number one, when we're looking at the numbers, you see that Mount Kenya region, which is vote rich, they just registered 400,000 3,401. You see, that is bad news for that region, because number one, that is bad news for Central. Yes, you are the top, you're the one who topped the new voters, but that is bad news for you, because Rift Valley, they're just 20,000 shy. 20,000 shy. And we're going to analyze the numbers, and I'm going to show you why you people have done a big mistake because of that fact alone, that you did not register as new voters. You see, when you look at Western, Nairobi, Nyanza, in fact, Nyanza alone has 147,159 voters, which is bad. So it means Nyanza alone has registered less than 200,000 voters. Even in Ukambani, they have registered less. So it means when you do your mathematics, even before William Ruto wakes up in the morning, do you know how many votes he has in the bag from Rift Valley alone? I've just done my calculations. From even before he wakes up in the morning, William Ruto with Rift Valley, he has 5.7 million. 5.7 million in the bag. I have the numbers here. 5.7 million in the bag. 5.7 million. Now, just that fact alone has put you guys in a very, very bad place. Now, because going with the register of 2022, he had 5.3, assuming that everybody gets everything in their strongholds. Let's assume. So I will give Rigathi Gachagua the entire Mount Kenya. I will not even take anything. I will give Rigathi Gachagua everything in all these places. So without even doing anything, even without saying, William Ruto has 5.7 million in the bag. With Kindiki has, assuming that he takes everything in Meru, has 1.427 million, 877. Let's assume that winner takes all. All right. So the two of them, even without changing anything, the numbers tell us that they're at 8 million. Now, I'm trying to understand these numbers, because numbers don't lie. You know, you cannot wish your way. There's no wishful thinking. And now I've been watching news, and the Gen Zs are saying that we need an extension. We need to be given, they need to be given more time, so that this week they can come out in large numbers to vote. That is what Gen Zs are saying. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, that is not how the law is very, very, sometimes it's draconian in nature. Once that window closes, it never reopens. And that is something that you need to learn. Once that window closes, it doesn't open. It's not an open window, open, close, like a door, like you open and then you close. You see, once that time for registration ends, all right, once that time of registration ends, that's it. There's no, once you have not registered, you'll not vote until the next voting session. So today I'm going to give you the numbers. Why Ruto has already won. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to explain to you why even the opposition, they have made a terrible mistake, because they should have, had a voters drive, because Gen Zs, that number was at 6.5 million, but now they have just registered 1.8. So it means 5 million Gen Zs have not registered and will be locked out. I don't know whether whether you understand that mathematics. You see, the IBC only has 30 days to. There's nothing like that. Gen Alphas cannot vote. You see, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm trying to explain to you a very serious concept here, because I have the numbers here, and the numbers don't lie. So when you do your mathematics, it means that even without Rigathi Gachagua, Ruto, with just the Rift Valley and the Merus and the Embus, that's it. He doesn't even need to swallow any party. He doesn't even need to swallow any party. Just with that fact alone, that these guys have no numbers, he doesn't even need to swallow ODM. That is now the end of the deal. I'm sure as from tomorrow, Ruto will just tell ODM, you can go back. There's no need. You know, why? Because you guys were doing, what? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You see, this is what happened. These Gen Zs, they were very busy in the streets protesting, yet they did not register as voters. And that is how they're going to lose. Do you understand? That's how they're going to lose. Because now they were supposed to go and register so that at least there are more than 6 million new voters. But they were preoccupied and they did not register. The only 1.8 million new Gen Zs have registered, which is bad news to the opposition, because the opposition really relied on Gen Zs and these new guys who are now the new entrants to the the new voters. Since there are no new voters, it's the same stuff, the same script of 5 years ago. It means that it's just a win for Ruto. Yeah, it's a win for Ruto. And there's something else that is going to happen. I'm trying to explain to you something very, very interesting. I'm going to explain to you something very interesting. Now, this is what will happen. Even these guys of opposition, since IBC has released the new numbers, the opposition will disintegrate, hoping to form part of the next government in 2027. So today is the end of official opposition. Today is the end. In fact, right now, this is the end. That is what they are waiting for. Today is the end of, unfortunately, and I don't want to say this, but unfortunately, that dream of DCP, it has ended today. Because now, even if you say one term, but yes, you can say one term, but you don't have the numbers. You don't have any bargaining chip. Yes, you can say one term. Yes, one term. One term is good. But you can only, it was, are we together? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. And I've been seeing the numbers I've been crunching the numbers. You see, like Western, there are 228,000. Of course, 228,000, they will all go, half of it will go to, not even half. Most of it will go to UDA. Nairobi, there are 200,000 new voters. Meru, 56,000. Murang'a, okay, we'll give you Murang'a. Nyeri. So you see, the numbers are very discouraging for the opposition. That is why your dream of going to the State House has just ended abruptly. They should have really campaigned and asked the youth to come out and register. You see, in fact, the Gen Zs, I think they were misinformed, because hating somebody or does not take him out of office. or being obnoxious does not take him out of office. The only thing that takes somebody out of office is if you show up on the day of election and you vote him out. But you see now, the Gen Zs, you see, let me tell you how you guys get locked out. Number one, the Constitution has made it very clear you have 30 days to do something. Okay? Those days are fixed. There is no, like, for example, the day of registration, that is fixed because there's a budget for it. That 1 month IBC budgeted, and they cannot extend the registration for voters. Number one, the timeline is fixed. Number two, you cannot go to court and say we need. You see, now, thank you so much. That's a very good question. Now, the law assumes that you know whether you are taught or not taught. So the law assumes, for example, once IEBC has announced that there's a 30-day window for people to go to register, they have assumed that everybody in the country is aware. So you cannot say, I did not register as a voter because I didn't know. You cannot say that. Now, you just have a window of 30 days. And now the 30 days is over. Those are the numbers they're going to work with for 2027. And that happened also in 2020. I remember when I registered, I took my vote around maybe I don't know how many years ago. When was that? Is it around 20? Is it 20 years ago? Yeah, when I took my vote 20 years ago. When I took my vote 20 years ago. I remember there was just a very short timeline for you to do that. So this is the bad news and the good news to some. The bad news is this: Nyanza and where else? Nyanza and let me give you the numbers. Nyanza, now Kakamega, Vihiga, Bungoma, Kisumu, now Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, that is 1.5. They're just a few numbers. They did not even take their votes. Now Nairobi, now this is the best part. Nairobi has 2.4 million. 2.4 million new voters. 2.4 million registered voters. There are now new voters 200,000. So that is 2.6 million. Now listen, this is the sweet part. how you guys will be obliterated in the morning. Now, of course, the opposition, they're saying, and for this time, for this one, I'll not be reading, I'll just be telling you the numbers. Okay, that is you see, that is a very good question. IEBC has a roll of voters and they publish it. All right, now we'll not go there, I'm just giving you a rough estimate. Now Nairobi has 2.4 million voters plus 200,000 new voters, that is 2.6. Right? So make your best estimate. In fact, let's be very generous. We'll be very generous to those guys. We'll even give them 1.3. Let's go 50-50. 1 million. Ruto takes 1 million. Now let's do the numbers, all right? Now, Rift Valley, 5.4 plus 400 new thousand voters. That's 5.7. Now, there's 1.4 from Meru. There's another 1 million from Nairobi. So if you do your numbers, that is close to half, right? And some of these places, it will be 50-50. Are we together? So right now, in fact, the Gen Zs will be blaming themselves because they were caught off guard. They were caught offside in this general election. That is why, I don't know how to say this, but I don't know how to say this, but they were caught offside. That's the only thing. They were supposed to, the campaign, they were distracted. They were supposed, the campaign, wait, you see, the campaign was not supposed to give the Gen Zs an idea about fuel prices or high cost of living. The campaign was supposed to be, number one, the Gen Zs were supposed to go and register, number one, go and register. But they were so busy complaining about the high cost of living, forgetting what they were supposed to do. Number one, they were distracted. And that is how the game ended. I don't know whether you are. Number two, there's something very interesting I learned today. Like in Kiambu, there's something very interesting. Kiambu has 97,557 new registered voters. That's a very good opportunity if you are a candidate in that area. So you have to appease, or you have to look for the Gen Zs, because this time it's only in Kiambu that the Gen Zs can. You see, it's only in Kiambu where the Gen Zs will be the ones to determine who will be their governor and senator in 2027. Only in Kiambu, they have a lot of new registered voters. Because if you look at the voter register, in 5 years ago, you can see there are how many? In Kiambu, I'll give you the numbers, don't worry. I'll give you the numbers right now. In Kiambu, let me tell you how many they are. It's 1.2 million. In Kiambu alone, the 1,200,008. So it means with 200,000, with 100,000 new voters, yeah, if you really want to win, you have to appeal to the Gen Zs, because they can be the sway, that the guys who are going to sway they're going to sway. They're going to sway maybe the wind to a direction. Coming back here in Machakos town, Machakos, we have 687,000 registered voters in this county. They knew, the issue is new registered voters. All right, and I'm going to give you the numbers right now. I want to see, because it seems that we have really, there was a problem. Because you see here, it seems that the Gen Zs were not really interested in this area. Apparently, they did not turn up in large numbers to vote. Not to vote, to register as voters. Now, there is a new school of thought that these numbers are low because they were not given identification cards. So that is the excuse. So I know, I know they will say, because I know that is the excuse that that the opposition will come out, they'll come up with as from tomorrow. They will say there was low voter registration because in these areas, because most of them did not have identification cards. But I think it's a little bit too late for that. For those who will also want to vote, I don't know about you guys. Any questions up to there? You can now ask me your questions. The sound that you're hearing in the background is the sound of rain. But we'll continue. So you see here, the Gen Zs have been caught off guard. We have been caught off guard. That is very. I think I don't know. I don't know what will happen, because now that they will be very angry. 5 million of them are not going to vote. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. But I think just doing my mathematics, I think Rigathi Gachagua, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but also they have the numbers. And let's do the numbers of Central. Okay? I will show you the numbers of Central. Let's take the calculator. Where's the calculator? All right, I have the calculator with me here. Okay, let's do the Central numbers, okay? And I'm showing you how many you have. That is Nyandarua. We'll do a quick mathematics here. And Nyandarua is 361,000. 361,000. 125. 165. Sindio? That is Nyandarua. Then Nyeri plus Nyeri, wait, just give me a minute. Plus 365. I'm going to give you the numbers right now. That is 365. All right, that is 361,000. Nyeri 400,000. Where's my pen? Just going to do quick mathematics now. That is 800,000. Kirinyaga 300,000. That is 1.1 million. Muranga 600,000. That is 1.7. Kiambu 1.2 million. That is 2.9. So when you take all what they have, that is Nyandarua, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, and Kiambu, it's just 3 million. Just 3 million. So they're 2 million short of what William Ruto has in Rift Valley. And there's one thing that I will tend to say here, and for those who are wondering, you know, what is happening. Assuming now that these guys, you see, the one thing that why they are celebrating in all these places, they've already started celebrating. It's not because, in fact, they have celebrated 1 year before the election, because they know on the day of election they will sleep on the line. They are going to win comfortably. So when you do their mathematics, even if they unite everybody, let's ODM should even unite with Wiper and DCP. We'll give them that benefit of doubt. All right. Even their mathematics alone, once they all unite against just, even if ODM goes to unite with Rigathi Gachagua, the fact that they did not register new voters, they are no longer a threat. I can tell you for free. I've been looking at the numbers the past 2 hours. Even if they join forces with Eugene Wamalwa, everybody, plus their grandmother and grandfather, everybody, they should even all unite, and even dead people should even vote. They cannot reach that threshold of winning. So today, just the fact that, you see, Gen Zs were supposed to be the ones to carry the day, but unfortunately, they didn't. Any questions after that? You can ask me your questions. I'll help you with the numbers. All right. I've been studying these numbers and looking at everything. I think this is game over when I look at the numbers right now, because that is 530,000. Machakos is 680. That is 1.2, and Makueni 500,000. So Kambani, that's 1.7. Okay. Now Kambani is 1.7. Now we have already done Kikuyu. Central is 3 million. So that is 4.7. Even in their best, even when they are wearing their Sunday best, now we are wearing the Sunday best. Okay, we are giving them everything. Let us give them the benefit of doubt. Let them wear their Sunday best. We are giving them their best. Okay, that is 4.7. Nairobi, let's even give them 1.7, 1.5. Let's give them their Sunday best. 6.2. That is their best Sunday best with new shoes. Let's do the calculations here. Now we are giving the opposition their Sunday best. We are giving them new shoes. We are giving them a new watch. We are giving them everything new. Let's do the mathematics, and you will see how they cannot get to 7 million. Any questions up to there? Let's even give them Marsabit, Isiolo, Mandera. Let's give them. Number 2, there's something else that I also want us to digest the numbers. All right. Now there's this northeastern side. That is Garissa. That is 200,000. Wajir 200,000. And Mandera 217,000. That is 617,000. Marsabit 166. That is 783,000. Isiolo 89,000. That is 872,000. Now let's look at the Muslim community in total. All right, we're going to do that mathematics right now. 872,000. Now this side of Tana River, 141,000. That is 3118. That is 1 million. There's 1 million for grabs in the Muslim community. 1 million. That is northeastern. 1 million. Do you think this 1 million will go to the opposition? I don't think so. This 1 million probably will go to UDA. So already, when we do that quick mathematics, now let's go to the coast region. 641,000. That is Mombasa. Kwale 328. That is 969. Kilifi 500,000. That is 1.4. Lamu 81,000. That is 1.5. Now, these guys have we got them at 4.7, right? In their Sunday best, 4.7. Let's give them that 6.2. 6.2. Let's even give them their Sunday best. Let's give them the 1.5. They cannot, when we have given the opposition, united opposition, the entire cost, we're not even given Ruto even one vote. And we have given them their Sunday best with new shoes and everything. 7 million, they're in 7 million now. So it means if we give the united opposition the entire 1.5 million in Nairobi, we are giving them their best. In Nairobi, we give them the entire coastal region, that is 1.5. We give them the entire Kikuyu region, that is 3 million. That is around 7. 1.5, 3 million. That is 5.5. We give them the entire, which other place? I've done my mathematics. They are now at 7.7 million. So it means that they have fallen short. Any questions up there? You can ask me your questions before we start. I wanted first to crunch the numbers before we start reading. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. The fact that you don't have Rift Valley. You are arguing with somebody who has Rift Valley in the bag. Hey, and I was even thinking, let me be honest. Rift Valley, those guys have money. They have tea, they have wheat, they have cows. So if you call for a meeting for these guys from Rift Valley, in just one day, they're going to raise a lot of money. Do you understand? So I'm very sure that William Ruto is very happy wherever he is. I don't know, is he in Kenya? Wherever he is, he's very happy because the united opposition cannot get to that number that they have, that they wanted. So it means that, and you will see in the next 3 months, 4 months, I'm sure even Kalonzo Musyoka will start, will say, we'll stay in outside government for the next 5 years. Let me just go. Let me just go and start negotiating with the Ruto. You'll start seeing Wiper going in that direction. Now, because even if you hang out with the DCP, they don't have the numbers. Are we together? Yeah, that is exactly what will happen. You see, the fact that now they don't have the numbers, because you see, in politics, it's just about numbers. It's not about preferences. Are we together? It's about numbers. Any questions up to there? You can ask me your questions. It's raining cats and dogs, and I'll be here for while we are crunching the numbers. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? You can ask me your questions before I leave. You can ask me your questions. Any questions up to there? You can ask me your questions before I go. I really appreciated your time. I really appreciated your time. You see, I know most of you guys. I know most of you guys are, not interested in politics. They say, oh, I'm not interested in politics, But you see, even if you're not interested in politics, politics is interested in you. All right? Even if you're not interested, politics is interested in you. Even if you're not interested, even if you're saying, oh, politics is a bad game. Any questions after that? So, we have really let ourselves down. We have let ourselves down again. And in fact, it was somebody, it's like our behavior was so predictable. Because number one, you see, like the people from Eastern Province, most of them are not really keen. They're not really interested about anything. Any questions up to there? We'll continue reading, and you can ask me your questions. Up to there, is there any questions? You can ask me your questions as we continue. You can ask me your questions as we continue. Is my voice audible? Any questions up to there? Any questions? Any questions up to there? You can ask me your questions, and I'll be more than happy to subscribe. To answer you, sorry. To answer you. Now, at least now the first phase of elections is I think it's over now, because from now to today, you guys did a very bad thing. They should have come out in large numbers. In fact, when I was crunching the numbers, I just felt pity for the opposition, because now they're now open for any questions. You can ask me your questions as we continue. Any questions? Now the Gen Zs are saying, oh, we were in school, we were doing our exams. This was the first semester. We were busy with school. We didn't have the time to register. I don't think the law will take that excuse, but I don't know. Maybe somebody can go to court tomorrow. An interested party can go to court. It's any person can go to court and request the IBC for the Gen Zs to be given more time to register. I don't know whether I don't know whether it is possible, but I think somebody can. I will look for that. Let me see. Can somebody go to court? See, now that's a very interesting question to take to court. Let me see this press release on IBC. Status update. I'm reading a letter from IBC that is for immediate release. As you are aware, the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission rolled out the enhanced continuous voter registration exercise on 30th of March 2026, and it will run for 30 days and close on 28th of April 2026 in all the 1,450 county assembly wards, institutions of higher learning, Huduma centers, the Customer Experience Center at Anniversary Towers and constituency offices. All right. This national, now let's read, we are reading that letter. This national-wide mass registration drive is a critical milestone as we prepare for the 2027 general elections. The Commission's target for this continuous exercise is to enlist 2.5 million new voters into the register of voters. We thank all Kenyans who turned up to register, transfer their registration, and update their particulars. Now I want to question, there's a question that I want to know. Can IBC extend the registration? I don't know. But I think how many? I don't think IBC can do that, but I don't know. Somebody can take them to court because it's a constitutional right for every. You see, I can see that IBC, and today we're just talking about that exercise in 2027 because I know right now most people are very interested. For those who are candidates, I know most candidates are very interested to see, how it will go. All right. So we are going to check. Are there any extensions for the voter registration exercise? Let's read. So the IBC chairman, Erastus Ethekon, urged Kenyans eligible to register as voters to take advantage of the exercise ahead of the deadline. Is there any extension? You see, Nairobi, Machakos has only 65,000 new registered voters. 65,000. So there's no extension of there's no extension. So I don't know. Is there any extension? I said, okay, the IBC has ruled out any further extension of the ongoing enhanced continuous voter registration exercise, which is set to close yesterday. So that's also another opportunity for those who are interested in politics and stuff like that. You can go to court tomorrow. Anyone can go to court. A registered voter can go to court tomorrow and take IBC to court. Maybe they need more extension so that new voters can. I don't know whether it's legal. It's legal, but I think, and I was just thinking aloud, I think for the Gen Zs to be disenfranchised, for the Gen Zs to be left out from the voting exercise, is to deny them their constitutional right. I think it's unfair for the Gen Zs. Yeah. So I don't know whether any questions. So there was a last minute rush yesterday. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. You know, that's the bad thing about deadlines. You know, that's why I always tell people, you know, when it comes to the law, you see, even if it's application of the law or stuff like that, there's always a deadline. You know, and in Kenya, one thing I've learned is that Kenyans don't really like forced time. It's called forced time. You have been told, you have been given 2 months or 1 month to do ABCD. That is called forced time. You have been forced to do it within that particular time frame. It's called forced time. You see, time is a man-made issue. Yeah, thank you. Did you subscribe? But you see, now they are saying that there were delays in the issuance of national identification cards. Oh my goodness! But I think the plan was to lock out the Gen Zs from the word go. I think that is the plan. That was the plan. Because they looked like you know, they could just take Ruto home very quickly. So they were denied access. Any questions? Any questions up there, my friends? You can ask me your questions as we continue. The noise you're hearing in the background is the noise of rain. It's raining, you know, but we'll continue streaming, and you can ask me your questions as we continue. I think one of the things that has locked out the Gen Zs, and I'm sure most people will do a paper on that, is lack of, number one, lack of awareness. And I think the Gen Zs were not aware that time was their biggest enemy. You know, sometimes time can be your biggest enemy. All right? Like, for example, here we have a program of reading the scripture in 60 days. All right? You see, here in our case, time is our biggest enemy. So if you look at it from that perspective, that time is a factor, is a big factor that cannot be overlooked. Are we together? Any questions up there? You can ask me your questions as we continue. For those who are interested in politics, like I'm interested in politics, and I'm very much interested in the 2027 elections. I hope that I'll be able to crunch the numbers. There are now 65,000 new Gen Zs. Ooh. So it means, like in this county, there are 65,000, let me check. there are 65,000 new, there are 65,000 Gen Zs who have registered as new voters in Machakos, for example. All right? So it means that, okay, for example, let me give you quick mathematics. Like in Machakos, the new registered voters are 65,616. So it means that the 65,000 new registered voters will be the swing votes. Yeah, will be the swing voters. Because now, if you do your mathematics, well, I think, and I'll look at how many people did transfer. You see, I'll also check. I don't know whether there are so many transfers in Machakos. We'll check. I'll go and check how many transfers happened in Machakos County. I'll just check and I'll tell you, the numbers, because the numbers are the ones which are very, very critical. And I was checking the Gen Zs, particularly the Gen Zs, because if you want to win in 2027, definitely not the highest seat, but all this, like for example, Senate, Member of Parliament, TA, these other seats other than the presidency, the ones who are going to determine, according to me, this is just a school of thought, according to me, are the Gen Zs. So for example, in Nairobi, if the Gen Zs really like you, you have like 200,000 more. That's good. Any questions after that? Feel free to subscribe and comment and tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions? You can ask me your questions. We'll be here tonight. Don't worry, we'll be crunching the numbers. We'll be talking about, because today, if you understand what has happened today, that is 28th of April 2026. Put that somewhere in your calendar. If you have understood what happened today, then you'll be able to know, or you'll be able to project the results in 2027, because it's just a year away. All right. So if you have understood what has happened today, are we together? You will be able to understand how the results will be in 2027. There will be no miracle, because these are the guys who are there. Those are the numbers that are out. Are we together? Yes. Any questions up to there? You can ask me your questions, and I will try to explain something to you. Any questions? You can ask me your questions. You can ask me your questions, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you. So the Gen Zs, okay, I'll not say it's not bad, but they're going to cause an imbalance. For example, if you are a governor, a sitting governor, and the Gen Zs don't really like you, you have lost 65,000. For example, in Machakos, if the Gen Zs, if you're a governor or a senator of Machakos, and the Gen Zs really feel like they don't really like you, you have lost 65,000. So when you do your mathematics, for you, for example, to win as governor, you need close to 220,000. The Gen Zs don't really like you. Any questions up to there? We've just crossed our 1 hour mark. Feel free to subscribe and comment. And if you ask me, do you feel that the election was free and fair? Can you start your argument from the voter registration process? Can you say that? Can you take an argument to court and say that this election, the Gen Zs have not been given an opportunity? Do you think that's a good argument? Can you take that argument to court? Can you take that argument to court and say that the Gen Zs have not been given an opportunity to vote in 2027? Is that a good argument? They have been locked out unfairly. The right word is they have been disenfranchised. Do you think that's a good argument? Any questions up to there? Any questions? Any questions? I think this time round, and I think just looking at, from the look of it, from that, when you see, and I was telling a friend yesterday, when you see Rigathi Gachagua going to court demanding 80 million as pension, as remuneration, I think he has seen that unless he goes and asks for the 80 million today, he won't be able to get it. Any questions up there? Let's start a new stream.